Hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Our topic today is IBM Notes Traveler, Lessons from the Field. This webinar today will be presented by Sivan from Maarga Systems. Their website is listed on the opening slide here, but they will also give you some additional information about how to contact them. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions to Sivan. He is a technical lead from Maarga Systems. If you do have questions as we're going through the webinar and the slides, you can type them into the questions section in your GoToWebinar control panel, and then I will read those to Sivan at the end of his presentation, and he can respond then verbally. At that point, if there are any questions that they might need to investigate for you, they will return an email to you. So again, we appreciate your time today, and to maximize the time for Maarga Systems, I'm going to turn the time over to Sivan. Sivan, the time is now yours.
Thanks, Rob. Hello, good morning, and welcome everyone for this presentation. So yeah, today we are going to look at IBM Notes Traveler, and based on some of our experience in rolling out IBM Notes Traveler for our customers, we are going to share you some of the tips, tricks, and best practices that you need to consider before rolling out your Traveler environment. Okay, so without further information, let's start the presentation. So I'm Sivanandan. I'm technical lead for Maarga Systems. We, Maarga Systems, and IBM Premier, business partner, and we have offices in India and US, and we have presence in Middle East and Europe, where we have most of our operations happening. With the recent release of IBM Notes 9, we have prepared a presentation, we have prepared an infographic about the new features of Notes 9. Client, server, and all the features. So the poster can be downloaded from the URL given in this slide, and we'll also share the link with you once the webinar is over. Okay, so the agenda for this webinar is, let's first look at what Traveler is, and a quick introduction about Traveler, and then some of the requirements that you need to have before rolling out a Traveler for your environment, and then features and capabilities of Traveler server as well as Traveler client, and then deployment options and some of the best practices, and then finally we are going to look at some of the monitoring and troubleshooting tips and commands in maintaining the Traveler environment. Okay, so what is IBM Notes Traveler? IBM Notes Traveler is a basic wireless mobile access for your corporate emails, calendar information, and then contacts, journal notes, and to-do items from your Notes and Domino environment. You can make them available on your mobile devices as your smartphones or tablets and so on. And then Notes Traveler has a wide range of mobile platform support. And the main advantage in Traveler is it runs natively on Domino, your Domino server. So it's not a third-party product. It's not a third-party product, or it's not a non-native product for you. IBM Notes Traveler is a Domino task running on Domino server. And the most interesting option is it comes with your Notes and Domino license. So Notes Traveler is entitled for all Notes and Domino users, where you can make use of Traveler and encourage your users to bring their own device and make your corporate information, emails, calendar, and other information available on their smartphone mobile devices. Okay, we have seen what IBM Notes Traveler is, and quickly what it is not. It is not a full-fledged or full-featured mobile device management software. IBM Notes is a very basic wireless mobile access, as well as IBM Notes Traveler also provides some basic mobile device management option, but it is not a replacement for your existing or another third-party fully featured mobile device management software. Okay, now let's have a quick look at some of the requirements that you need to consider before rolling out IBM Notes Traveler. IBM Notes Traveler version is always bound to Domino version. That means if you want to, if your Domino server, or if you want to use IBM Notes Traveler 9, you have to deploy IBM Notes Traveler 9 on Domino 9 server. If you want IBM Lotus Notes Traveler 8.5.2 for some specific reason, you can only deploy that on a IBM Lotus IBM Lotus Domino Server 8.5.2, not any other versions. Fix packs and upgrade packs doesn't matter, but the major the Domino version has to be the same as the Traveler server version. And you can deploy IBM Notes Traveler on Domino Enterprise Server as well as messaging server. As far as the OS, Traveler can, the Domino and the Traveler component can run on Windows Server 2008 or 2 on Windows Server 2012. And Linux, Red Hat Linux 6.4 and SUSE Linux 11. IBM i 6.1 and 7.1. And these two are the main things that you need to consider for rolling out Traveler in a standalone or a single server environment. But if you need Traveler high availability, a new option that is available from 8.5.2, 8.5.3 and above, where you can have high available Traveler service, you need an enterprise database. Enterprise database as in DB2 9.7 or 10.1 or MS SQL Server 2008 or 2008 R2. And in this webinar, we are not going to detailedly look into the Traveler server's high availability option, but we are only going to look at the standard Traveler server features, capabilities, and its functionality. And Traveler server, as we have seen before, Traveler, the Traveler component and the Domino has to be on the same version, but your Domino mail server can be of any version above 702. So your Traveler Domino and Traveler server can be on version 9, but your production mail server can be of 8 or even 702. The Traveler server running on Domino 9 can read mails that are stored in older version of Domino server. And the Traveler service itself is cluster aware. That means, if you have a Domino cluster for your mail servers and the primary server for the user's mail file goes down, the Traveler server can make use of the additional cluster made and read the user's mail from there, just like your Notes client will do. And the Domino mail servers can be running on any OS platform that Domino supports. Mail template, standard and iNotes mail templates are supported, and the mail template version has to be at least 6.5 or above. So as long as you are using the standard or iNotes mail template, you will not have any issue. But if you have, if you heavily customized your mail template, just watch out, do a test before rolling out on production. And the mobile device support. As you can look in the slide, almost all popular modern smartphone devices are supported. Apple iOS 4 and above, that means your iPhones, iPod Touch, iPad running iOS version 4 and above will support Traveler, and as well as Android 2.2 and above, both Android smartphones as well as tablets are completely supported. Technically, Android 2.0.1 and above is supported, but this 2.2 and above requirement is to have encryption support for your mail storage on your smartphone. So Android 2.2 and above is recommended for Notes Traveler. And Windows Phone 7.5 and above, that is the latest Windows Mobile 8 is also supported, including the Windows RT tablets and Windows Pro tablets. BlackBerry OS 10 are also supported, and IBM Traveler 9 is a requirement for BlackBerry BES 10. So if you plan to roll out BlackBerry BES 10 on your environment, you need to have IBM Notes Traveler 9. And some of the legacy devices are also supported, but supported as of the current version, which is Traveler 9. Things like Windows Mobile 6.0, 6.1, 6.5, and Nokia Series 60 3rd edition and 5th edition, and the Nokia Symbian 3 edition. But for the client, Traveler client, on the latest version, you need to download them separately. It will not come with Traveler 9. But these devices are supported as of the current version. Next, let's have a look at IBM Notes Traveler's capability and some of the features, interesting features that it offers for everyone. And IBM Traveler Server supports the native inbuilt application, the email and the collaboration calendar application on your iOS devices as well as Windows and BlackBerry OS device. You don't need to download or install any third-party application to access your Notes mail, calendar information, and contacts on your iOS, Windows, or BlackBerry OS 10 devices. And the legacy BlackBerry below 10 are not supported in any Traveler. For Android devices though, we need to download and install a separate application provided by IBM to have access all the Traveler information. And this application is available via Google Play Store as well as your server, so that your users can automatically connect to Google Play Store and upgrade the application whenever that's a new version. And the Google Android application also provides widgets for the end users to add new calendar information or mail information on their tablet or the modern smartphone devices. And these Android application and the other applications does data synchronization in real time as well as manual interval. So most of us will use real-time synchronization for the critical items like email. But if bandwidth is a concern for some of your people or the connectivity is not available, we can enable manual synchronization option also. And some of the base features that Traveler offers, like mail management, as in you can create new mail, send it from your smartphone device, you can receive messages your organization. So let's have a look at some of the encryption security features that Traveler offers. And Traveler, all the data that is transferred from the Traveler server to the client okay.
Seven,
What?
everything's back online now. I apologize if we've had any interruption to the audio.
Okay. So I mean, did we lose any content?
We may have lost just the last slide.
You want me to go back?
If you could, please.
Yeah, sure. Just a minute. This one?
Correct.
Okay. Thanks, Con. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. So some of the base features that Traveler offers, base features as in the more important features, things like mail management. You can create, you can send mails directly from your smartphone or tablet, and then you can receive, reply, forward completely with attachments. And mail management, as in, I mean, you will be able to read and send notes encrypted mail directly from your mobile device as well. And then calendar management features, like you can schedule, accept, decline the invites that you receive for the appointments and meetings directly from your mobile device. Contact management as in you can sync with your local device contacts with the server contacts, as well as it lets you add, delete contacts directly from your mobile device with your corporate contact database. Okay. Security. Bring your own device and mobile enablement always go directly with the corporate security policy. IBM Notes Traveler does provide the following features to make corporate security policy compliance mobile enablement for your email contacts and other information, and make it available for your end users. Things like data transport encryption, that means all the data that is transferring from your Traveler server to the endpoint, that is your mobile device, can be completely encrypted with HTTPS protocol. And the data storage can also be completely encrypted. So all the mails that stored in your mobile device will be encrypted or can be encrypted. And then we can, or the administrators can enforce password policy. Like, we can enforce to have the password, as well as we can have password complexity enforcement also. And then Traveler also does provide device wipe, and the users can wipe the data locally from their device, and the remote device wipe is also available. Remote device wipe, as in we can wipe the complete data as well as just the application data. The complete wipe will erase the entire smartphone data, whereas the partial wipe will only erase the data that is related with Traveler. That is, only your mails, contact information, and calendar information will be deleted, and all other user installed application and data will not be wiped or erased. And then we can also do the remote device wipe as well as application wipe, and remote storage card wipe. We can also, the administrators can also initiate the entire storage card wipe directly from the Traveler server. And Traveler, the latest version, also does provide the self device management for end user. So the end user can directly log into Traveler web interface. If they lost their device, they can directly log into Traveler web interface, and they themselves can initiate remote wipe for their device. And as we have seen, Traveler also support for encrypted notes, encrypted mail, that is. So the separate application that is being used on Android environment will natively support encrypted mail on the Android devices, whereas for Apple iOS, there's another product available on iTunes App Store called Traveler Companion, which does provide encrypted mail support on iOS devices. For this to work, though, you need to have your ID file available either in the end user's mail file or via ID Vault. And there's also another option. I mean, the new option that's available in the latest version of Traveler is device approval workflow. So that any new device that user registers with the Traveler server can go through an approval workflow where the management or the administrators can manually verify the device, and then they can either approve or reject before it is being used by the end user. And the synchronization features, we can do selective application sync. Like if you only want email to be available for the end users, you can create a policy and make only email available to the end users, not the other data as in calendar, to-do, contacts, or channel. And users themselves can configure these items directly from their mobile device. So users can have, if a user doesn't need any other information, or if a user only needs calendar information, they can enable it on their mobile device so that their data consumption will be reduced. And then we can also set limits or filters on what will be synchronized with the mobile device. Things like email body size, the remaining will be truncated by default, but there will be a button available on the user's mobile device to download the entire message. We can set a size limit for the email body, and only that in the body, that body will be by default synchronized with the end users' mobile devices. And then we can also enable automatic synchronization of attachment or attachment synchronization with file size limit. And then we can also set email, calendar, and journal date-based limit, whereas we can only sync n number of days worth of information for all these components. And then for the to-do application, we can do a status-based filter, whereas only the to-do items which are not completed will be, or can be synchronized with the mobile devices, and the successfully completed to-do items will not be synchronized with the mobile devices. And also, like we have seen before, there is always an option available for to do auto or manual synchronization. The automatic synchronization will always have a connection, always on connection between the mobile device and the Traveler server. So if you are going to have 100 Traveler users using automatic synchronization option on all their mobile device, at any given time, as long as the mobile device is turned on, your server is going to have 100 active connection with all these 100 mobile devices. So we can also enable manual synchronization. Manual synchronization as in we can make the devices sync in every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, and so on. And this manual sync can also be customized based on the normal work hours and off-peak hours. For example, during the normal work hours, let's say from morning 8 to evening 8, you can make your mobile device synchronize with the server in every 5 minutes. And off-peak hours, you can set it to synchronize every 30 minutes or every 60 minutes or every hour. So these options are available for synchronizing. So these are all some of the features that we have seen so far. And next, let's have a look at the deployment option and some of the best practices that we could consider while deploying Traveler in any Notes and Domino environment. Okay, so here we go. Okay, the first is very critical option, because Traveler always comes up with support for newer devices with every new release. So it is always good to go with the latest version. IBM is actively developing and supporting Traveler. So it is, I mean, when you are planning to do a new Traveler deployment, it is always good to go with the latest version. And as of now, it is Traveler 9 with the interim fix 1. And you can, or you should, based on our experience, you should deploy Traveler on a dedicated Domino server. It can be either physical or virtual, but it can be, I mean, it has to be dedicated, I mean, it has to be installed on a dedicated Domino server. Technically speaking, I mean, you can install it on any other Domino server, or we have even done and seen people install Traveler component directly on their mail server, but that's definitely not recommended. And also for the security and convenience factor, it is always good to consider deploying Traveler on a dedicated Domino domain, and you can enable cross-certification and make the Traveler server on a separate domain, connect to your mail servers, and read the user's mail file from there. So in this way, your entire Traveler server has no dependency on your primary production Domino domain. And if you want to upgrade your Traveler server anytime, you can do it without any hesitation. You can upgrade the Traveler server to whatever version you want, or you can downgrade it to whatever version you want without worrying any impact on your production Domino environment. And yeah, for the security reason, you can deploy Traveler on demilitarized zone. So that because Traveler server will be directly exposed to the public internet, it is always good to deploy it in the DMZ. And if you cannot use DMZ for some reason, you can at least use reverse proxy on top of your Traveler server. Reverse proxy is nothing but it's like a web proxy server, whereas it acts in reverse. Like you will have your production application server sitting inside, and which will only directly connect to the reverse proxy server, and the end users will be there connecting to the reverse proxy, and from there they will access the Traveler or the application server. And again, if you need more security or more encryption features, you can always install Lotus Mobile Connect as a full-fledged VPN solution on top or in conjunction with your Traveler rollout. And as we have seen with the Traveler, Lotus Mobile Connect client license are entitled with Notes and Domino. So you can verify that with your IBM account manager, and if you are entitled, you can always roll out Lotus Mobile Connect server as a separate product, but client licenses or client licenses normally comes with your Notes user license. So Lotus Mobile Connect is a full-fledged VPN solution which can be not just used for Traveler, but can be used for any of your Domino application. You can make any of your Domino application available for roaming users or mobile users. So this is the typical scenario of what people will have, where we have the Traveler server or the Notes or Domino mail servers sitting inside the user's the environment's green zone, which is a trusted zone, and the Traveler server will be sitting in DMZ, and the users will be connecting from the internet. And the users will be connecting to the Traveler server, and the Traveler server in turn read the user's mail file from the Domino mail servers, and then reply or sync the data with the user's mobile devices. And the next scenario is what we recommend for most of our customers and for everyone, where we will have the users connecting from the internet, and we have a reverse proxy server sitting in our DMZ, which acts as a gateway server for all these Traveler requests, which can connect to the Traveler server, which is installed in the user's trusted zone, which in turn goes to the Domino mail server and pass the data back onto the mobile devices. This way you have one more layer of security added to the entire infrastructure. This reverse proxy can be anything from commercial load balancer or reverse proxy appliances from open source products like Nginx. We have deployed Nginx as a reverse proxy for Traveler on many of our customers, and most of them are using it without any issues so far. And this is the third deployment consideration option, where we have seen before, we can deploy a VPN solution or create VPN tunnel between our office environment to the mobile devices, and then make all the Traveler traffic flow through this VPN tunnel. So this way you have a completely secure and encrypted channel going from the environment, from the office or the corporate environment directly with the user's mobile devices. And Lotus Mobile Connect can be used to achieve this environment. And next, some of the best practices and some considerations for you to do a Traveler deployment. Always, Traveler available, as of now, Traveler is available in both 32-bit as well as 64-bit binary. And it is always good to go with 64-bit operating system and Domino and 64-bit Traveler. So that, nowadays memory became very cheap. Almost all the virtual machines and physical servers comes with tons of memory. And Traveler, because it's making use of HTTP task, is again memory consuming or memory application. So it is always good to go with the 64-bit OS and Domino, so that you can make the full use of the available memory for your server. And then some of the ballpark configuration that we have load tested and deployed. 64-bit Traveler server, that is 64-bit operating system running on a 64-bit hardware, and 64-bit Domino and Traveler with 4 CPU cores and 8 GB memory, supports approximately 1500 users. So this is some ballpark configuration. You can get the full capacity assessment and report from IBM's tech line, but this is some ballpark estimation that we have did, and based on our experience, Traveler rollout experience. So you can probably work out based on this configuration. And another critical best practice or the requirement is to watch out for the number of active HTTP thread setting in your server configuration. So it has to be 1.2 times the active users that you are planning to have. For example, if you are going to have 100 active Traveler users, make sure your HTTP active thread is set a minimum of 120. So if you are, because as we have seen before, all the active users who are in automatic synchronization mode has to maintain a dedicated connection between the mobile device and servers at almost all the time. So this is a very critical setting to check. And next, let's have a look at some of the monitoring and troubleshooting commands that are available for Traveler. So if you hit upon some issue, you can do the first level troubleshooting yourself, and then you can prepare the information that you need to share with IBM if you are escalating the issue with IBM or creating a PMR. The first one tell traveler status is a domino console command which will give overall traveler service status, and then it will give you a high level idea about how your traveler server is functioning. Like it will give you the status in green, yellow or red. Green is your traveler server is functioning normally and everything is working as expected. Yellow is something could be wrong, probably not necessarily, but totally. I mean, something has total problem, but something could be wrong. Could be wrong as in traveler expects a mail read event to happen within 2 seconds from the traveler server to the mail server. For example, if you are having your traveler server in your environment and mail server in external data center or vice versa. If your traveler server is in an external data center and your mail servers are within your environment, you may not have this latency. In that case, traveler will give you yellow status saying the read between the reads or the mail read speed between the traveler server and the mail server is beyond 2 seconds, and it give you yellow status. So if you are sure that's your normal latency, you can go and adjust traveler server setting so that it will not mark this delay as yellow. And red is something is definitely wrong. Something as either connectivity between traveler server or and mail server, or connectivity between traveler server and the end user, or things like that. So red is something you need to always watch out for and look immediately into the traveler settings and log files. And the next command will the tell traveler stat show will give you the complete statistics about the traveler service or the traveler task. So you can, if your environment or if your tell traveler status is yellow or red, you need to immediately watch out or do the second command, that is tell traveler stat, and look out for the critical statistics to understand where things might be going wrong. And also watch out for the normal HTTP statistics. Statistics like HTTP current connections, HTTP peak connections, and the HTTP workers, and make sure they are all staying at the expected level. And the next command will give you the traveler service or traveler tax memory to memory, historical memory usage. It will give you an idea about how much memory it is being currently used, or how much memory it is being maximum used, or the peak usage. Based on 15-minute average. And tell traveler DB usage will give you the number of records for each user. Traveler maintains a document per user and per device. For example, one user uses or connects his 3 devices with the traveler server, that person himself will have 3 documents. So this command will give you an idea about how much or how many documents are there in your traveler database. So if it goes beyond some limit, you should watch out and probably create another traveler server and force some of the users or make some of the users to connect to the new server. Or with the latest version of Traveler, you can even create a high available Traveler configuration and make users load balance between the Traveler servers. And continuing with the monitoring and troubleshooting commands. So the next one will the tell traveler show users will give you a list of all the registered users. And tell traveler show active will give you active users, that is users who have currently have active connection with the server. And then the next option is very critical. If you encounter any problem with Traveler, and if you are going to create a PMO with IBM, and IBM is going to ask you about the output of this command, tell Traveler system dump. this dumps the traveler system information. Like it's like doing an NSD dump for Domino. It dumps all the information that is related with the traveler server and its configuration. And you yourself can use this information to do the first level troubleshooting, or for creating PMR, IBM is going to ask for this first. And if some users are having some intermittent problem with their mobile device connecting to the Traveler server, you can issue this command: tell Traveler reset, and replace device and user with the name of the device and the name of the user. It will reset the Traveler configuration for that user so that everything will be configured afresh. So the device and username you can get it from doing the first command. Tell Traveler show users will give you those two options. You can take it from there and give that as an input to this command, which will reset the Traveler setting for that specific mobile device for that user. And then the next option, you could do it periodically as in not too often, but once in a quarter or whenever you are doing maintenance on the Traveler server, you can defrog the Traveler database, which will kind of give you a better performance after you do this. So, but before doing this, make sure you quit Traveler and HTTP task. To do a defrog of the Traveler database, you type load Traveler space dash defrog on the Domino console. And for the further exploration, you can go look at IBM's product page for IBM Notes Traveler, and then the product documentation. The links are given in this slide. These links will be shared with you once the webinar is over. And now it's time for questions. Scott, over to you.
Okay, great. We do have a couple of questions for you. Let me just expand my screen. All right. Are there differences among Traveler 9.0 client capabilities like there were for Traveler 8.5.3?
It will work. The Traveler 9 client will work with Traveler 8.5.3 server.
Okay. Are there differences in the client capabilities? So I guess
Client capabilities, I mean, if you need the new Traveler 9 client capabilities, you are anyway going to need Traveler 9 server.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We're running Traveler 8.5.3 on server 1. If I edited DNS to point to server 2 running Traveler 9, would the transition from 8.5.3 to 9 be seamless?
Yes, given you do migrate your Lotus Traveler.nsf and couple of other folder from your old server to the new server. And we can share that actual link with you.
Okay. So
there is a document, I mean, explaining how to do this in the product IBM's Notes Traveler documentation wiki.
Okay, great.
You can, technically speaking, you can do it. You just have to make sure you move Lotus Traveler.nsf and a couple of other directories from your old server to the new server.
Perfect. All right. The third question is encrypted email support available on BB10 without the need of companion? So BlackBerry 10. So is encrypted email support available on BlackBerry 10 without the need of companion? I'm not sure what companion they're talking about. I'll ask for clarification on that, and then if they'll resubmit that question, that would be better. Okay, next question. Is there any drawback Okay, I apologize. It looks like I lost my audio connection for a moment. Can you hear
Oh,
me? Can you hear me now, Sivan?
I
So,
can hear you, Scott.
all right, I apologize. So let me come back to the question. Um, uh, is there any drawback or additional workload if we use a dedicated domain for Traveler? I think you addressed this already in your slides.
Yeah, that's probably the recommended. Yeah, that's probably the recommended way of doing it based on our experience, because it completely isolate your traveler environment from your production environment. You have the complete liberty to upgrade, downgrade, apply fixback, change your names.nsf design on the traveler environment, which will not have any impact on your production environment. But you have to create cross certification and probably set up DA though.
Right. Okay, and so then kind of a follow-up, if they use a dedicated domain, would you recommend Traveler in its own domino domain even when Traveler is inside the firewall?
Yes, for the factors that I just said. It's not just for security, it is also for the convenience, right? For example, I mean, let's say Traveler 9 has this to-do synchronization feature. You want to, your production domino environment is still running on 853 or 852. Whereas Traveler 9 has this new incredible feature. Let's say it's the to-do sync, and you want to do it. Of course, I mean, with the Domino is always been very comfortable in running with different version of Domino servers. But you don't want to, I mean, if you don't want to take any risk, or if you want to be in a more comfortable position, you can have your Traveler server on a dedicated domain and server where you have the liberty to upgrade it to Domino 9 without even having to worry about backward compatibility and things like that.
Okay, perfect. Does the Domino address book template need to be upgraded to version 9 throughout the entire Domino environment?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Um, have you seen anyone run Traveler on Windows Server 2003?
2003, the older versions, yes, we ourselves have deployed 852, but because the operating system itself has been out of support for some time now, none of our newer deployments are on Windows Server 2003. And I'm afraid IBM is not going to support on Windows Server 2003 anymore.
Okay. Um, okay. I think we have this question's kind of been answered already. We'll ask it one more time. Is there a good way? What is a good way to move Traveler server to another server? Is it similar to moving a Domino server?
Yeah, so yeah, as you said, we have already answered. The good and easiest way is possibly do a completely new Domino server install and do a Traveler install Traveler on top of it, and then move Lotus Traveler.nsf and a couple of other directory from your old server to the new server, where your users can switch over to the new server after changing the DNS and things like
Okay. Great. I think we've covered, there are a couple questions we didn't answer, but it's simply because we have already addressed that. Let me just double check
that. Okay.
one more. I think we have one more. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. It's a longer question, but we'll see how this goes. Are there any plans that a Traveler profile could be installed while the user is over the warning threshold or quota?
To be frank, no idea. We can
Okay.
check and let the user know. Yeah,
That one I wondered if we might have to do a little bit of research just to double check that.
correct. Yes.
We'll have to get out our IBM crystal ball and see what they're going to do in the future.
Yeah. Yes.
So perfect. Okay. Well, I believe that's all of the questions. If you do have any additional questions, we will follow up. Maarga Systems will also follow up. All of your questions are captured, and that allows Sivan to address those offline if necessary. So again, we thank you for your time today. Sivan, I think you have one more slide to share with us, how to contact you.
Yeah, it's there.
All right, there it is. Perfect. So you can contact them via social networking, of course, their website, general email address, and a phone number. Any questions you might have about the Traveler or any other services they offer, they'd be happy to respond to you. Great. Okay. Well, Sivan, thank you very much for your time and your presentation. Very well done. And just a note to everyone, we did record this session. We will convert it to Flash video, and Maarga Systems will send you out an email where you can watch that video. And any of the links that they promised to send to you will also be available at that landing page. Okay, Sivan, thank you very much, and have a great day, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Scott, and thanks, and have a great day, everyone.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.